Now, Ben Norton is a political commentator and journalist focusing on U.S. foreign policy, and he joins us now live from New York. Good to have you on the show, Ben. In a Facebook video, which I'm sure you've seen, Maduro appealed to Americans for support. What did you make of that video?
Well, what Maduro is saying is very clear, and we don't need to hear it from Maduro. We can actually hear it from the neoconservative national security advisor that Donald Trump has chosen, John Bolton. John Bolton very clearly said in a speech on Fox Business that the United States is working with companies both in the U.S. and in Venezuela to try to get access to Venezuela's substantial oil reserves. He said that quite clearly. So this is not about democracy. This is not about freedom. The Trump administration is exposing what has been known for a long time, that the United States and the opposition in Venezuela want to privatize Venezuela's state assets and move to allow Western multinational corporations access to the largest oil reserves in the world. And this is one of the main reasons that for the past 20 years, the U.S. has been leading a campaign against the elected government of not just Nicolas Maduro, but also his predecessor, Hugo Chavez, who won numerous elections and was already overthrown in a 2002 military coup that was likewise backed by the United States. It's very clear that when Maduro says the United States is leading a coup against his country, it's not just propaganda coming from Venezuela. It's actually something that the Trump administration itself is openly suggesting. It's being very blatant about its priorities here, and these priorities are not about preserving democracy.
And tell me, how concerned are you picking up on John Bolton there? John Bolton's notepad, which caused a lot of concern earlier in the week, 5,000 troops to Colombia.
Yeah, this is very clearly a threat to the Venezuelan government. John Bolton is not stupid. He's been doing foreign policy for many years. He was also a key figure in the Bush administration before Trump, and it's very clear that he knew he was sending a message that the media would pick up by holding out a notepad saying that the U.S. is planning on potentially sending 5,000 troops to Colombia. This is not new. These threats have gone back many years. The Obama administration likewise listed Venezuela as a supposed threat to U.S. national security, and the Obama administration began imposing sanctions on Venezuela, which the Trump administration has drastically expanded, and that has really hurt the Venezuelan economy. A former UN special rapporteur has said that it amounts really to a medieval siege of the Venezuelan economy that has really hurt the Venezuelan population in a form of collective punishment to try to destabilize Venezuela's elected government.
And but has it also got to do with mismanagement coming from Nicolas Maduro? How do you explain millions of people that have left to neighboring Colombia and elsewhere, the hyperinflation, the fact that hospitals have nothing to help people, there's no food or in supermarkets? How do we explain that?
There certainly have been mistakes by the government, absolutely. No government is perfect, and certainly Maduro has made significant mistakes, but we can't blame all of the economic problems solely on the government, especially when the U.S. and the opposition internally have been waging an economic war. In the words of the U.S. Department of the Army's own internal documents, they've been saying that the Treasury uses sanctions as a form of economic warfare. That comes from internal U.S. documents, and we've seen more and more aggressive sanctions from the U.S., specifically under Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has made it clear in many of his speeches, this is not a man known for his subtlety. He's made it clear that when he pursues foreign policies of regime change, it's for natural resources. He said it for Libya, he said it for Iraq and numerous other countries, and it's not any different here. So yes, there certainly are economic problems in Venezuela, but we can't solely blame the government for all of those problems when there has been a concerted campaign by opposition groups in Venezuela, including oligarchs who have been hoarding food in attempts to raise the prices, who have been sabotaging numerous government policies, and external policies, including sanctions, which have, again, really devastated the Venezuelan economy. In order to understand the entire situation, yes, we do have to take the mismanagement into account, but there are many other factors that are not often acknowledged.
Okay. Ben, thank you very much indeed for speaking to us here on TRT World. That was Ben Norton, a political commentator and journalist.